Hello everyone, welcome to another adventure. We are about a half mile up the Jewel Trail on our way to the Mount Washington summit. Lorraine and I parked my truck at the Ammo Trailhead. It snows pretty deep. I think it's like 2 feet deep, but luckily it's so cold that the ground's frozen over, so we don't really need snowshoes. Probably if it warms up, we're gonna wish we had them. Trekking poles are pretty much useless because you can't use them. They just dig into the snow unless we want to pick them up every, 2 feet out of the snow every time. It is about 9:30. We got some hiking to do. I really want to get up to Washington by 1 o'clock because we need to get down off the mountain before sunset, ideally around 4 o'clock. So we have, 5 miles to the summit, and then we have about 2 miles down to where we're going to set up camp on the Ammo Trail. Looks like camping is going to be pretty easy because it's pretty soft, and normally camping in the Northeast sucks because there's so many rocks, but this snow kind of mitigates the problem of rocks, so I think our big shelter will be fine. We had breakfast where? At the Polly Pancake House?
Polly Pancake Parlor.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll probably update you guys once we get, another mile or two in. Once we start to get some serious elevation gain, I'm gonna need some excuses to pull out my camera and stop walking. So we'll go then. All right, so we're at 3,500 feet. We just did 1,000 feet, and I am so hot. Yeah, so we're at 3,500 feet. I don't know how tall Washington is, but I think we have another 3,000 to go. It's about 11 o'clock, so we're definitely running a little bit behind. But the good news is it's not cold, and it's really not that bad. Once we got up above like 3,000 feet, this really iced out, and we could even use our trekking poles because it's so hard. So that's really good. So now we can use trekking poles. I'm not sure, but I think we're going to call an audible already. I think instead of going up and going around to Jewel Trail, into Ammo Trail, I think we're going to find a spot to set up a base camp right before we get out of tree line, and then just summit Washington with lighter packs, so we can move a little bit faster. And the benefit of that is we're definitely going to have a good campsite. We're going to be stealth camping no matter what we do, so that involves a little bit of chance. And if we can find a good spot on our way up Jewel Trail today, then we definitely have a spot. If we were going to risk it and try to go down Ammo, we could be night hiking and looking for a spot, which is never really fun. I've done it though, but I don't want to do it in Mount Washington. So we're going to do another 1,000 feet, and maybe by then, I'm not sure if we'll have a campsite set up, but I'll update everyone then. Anything you want to say?
Yes. Everything's frozen, so we have to keep everything close to us, including our water. And that's all.
Okay.
So, what do you want me to do? Get the shelter stuff out?
So, this looks like our spot for tonight. Not too far off the trail. It looks like somebody else beat us here already at one point. All right, there we are. All right, so we just got our tent set up. We are about 4,000 feet up Ammo Trail. Right before the tree line ends is where we set up our tent. Got a beautiful view for tomorrow. Lorraine boiled some water, so we got water to make it to the top of the mountain. We got about 2 miles to the summit. It's 1 o'clock, so we have 4 hours of daylight. What's really nice is our tent is set up. So I know where this is. I marked it on my GPS. We can come back and just crawl right into our tent. I did not want to have to do that at 5:30 when it's getting dark and it's freezing. So 2 miles to the top, hang out at the summit, and then 2 miles back down. And that will be our trip until tomorrow when we hike back down Jewel Trail. I'll probably update you guys in about 1,000 miles or so. 1,000 feet, not 1,000 miles, probably about a mile. All right, so we're a mile away from summit. Woohoo! And we're gonna get a quick snack. We were gonna cook, but it's absolutely freezing and I don't have time for that. So we're gonna make haste up to summit. If we don't get to summit by 3:30, we'll probably call it quits. And right now it's 2:07, so we got an hour and a half to do a mile. I think that's pretty doable. Holy crap, is this gorgeous up here. But all right, I'm gonna stop filming because my hand is absolutely freezing. See you at the summit. I decided to pull my second audible of the trip and just follow the cog all the way up. Good job, dude.
It's not over yet. Can we get a picture?
Yeah. Just took lunch. Now we're gonna get our ass back down ASAP as possible. It's about to get cold. We just put on all of our winter gear. So my winter jacket, my snow pants, my feet are the only thing that's really cold. Everything else is actually quite toasty. But get back to camp and warm them up. All right. We're headed down Washington after taking a break. I think I already said we got all our layers on. We just passed our first person. I think we only saw 3 people up here today. The weather said it was going to be pretty windy today, but I don't think at any point did the wind get above 5 miles per hour. And it's been relatively clear. I could see everything from Washington, so we got pretty lucky. It could have been a lot worse. Loren says it's really peaceful and quiet up here and gorgeous, obviously, but you forget that in a second this weather could change and we'd be dead. So we're going back down the cog. We're gonna link up with the AT, take the AT to the Jewel Trail, and from the Jewel Trail it's like a mile to our camp. I have no idea what the temperature is. I wish I knew. I have a feeling it's in the single digits. And tonight it's probably going to get pretty cold. But man, holy cow. I don't know if that does it justice, but look at that view. Just one more thing before we lose our light. This, for being Mount Washington, the mountain with the most deaths per foot in the entire world, I think, at least the United States. Listen to how quiet this is. What's going on? think this is one of the most quiet hikes I've ever had in my life. Having dinner and then we're headed to bed. What time is it?
Probably 6 something.
Yeah, it's 6:30. We ended up getting back just right after dark, probably 10 minutes after dark. Crawled in our tent and now we're gonna eat and go to bed. Probably get up early so we can get out at a good time. Maybe see a sunrise. Very good day on Washington. Right?
Definitely.
Well, good morning everyone. We made it. What time is it? 6 o'clock?
Snowing.
Snowing. It really wasn't that cold. I was well, it was cold, but at least I had the proper gear to keep me warm. So I was not cold at all last night. What actually I was struggling with was how sore I was from yesterday. I was just in a lot of pain. My knees were hurting, my legs were aching. So now we're gonna get packed up and we have 2 miles back to camp.
Tell them what you did with your quilts.
Oh yeah, the way I kept warm last night was I have a 50-degree synthetic quilt that I use in summer. I tucked that inside my 20-degree quilt, and inside that I had, my feet were in my booties, which are just like little synthetic socks. And then inside my socks I had hand warmers all night. Hand warmers. And they were still warm this morning. So literally nothing on my body was cold. I wish I had a thermometer. That was my biggest mistake one of my biggest mistakes of this trip. But it had to get cold. I'm thinking it got definitely below 0. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's frost on my trekking poles. Everything's frozen. Everything that wasn't inside the pads or our sleeping bags is frozen. So let's get packed up and get some breakfast.
Yeah.
I did what they call a dead man anchor, and that's where you bury your stake in the snow. So you wrap your stake around this guideline for your tent. I didn't know what kind of winds we were going to get, so I really buried it. And then there's it. You're supposed to use sticks. I wasn't thinking. That way you can just yank it out and throw it. You don't even have to worry about collecting all your stakes. But, oh well, I guess that'll be for next time. So I got to do all 8 guidelines. And then we're going to pack up the tent and get out of here. Alright, we are off and rolling. Leaving our campsite behind. We're off and rolling 2 miles down to camp, or to our car. And yeah, let's get out of here and get something to eat. I'm starving and dehydrated. So I have to say the biggest 2 things I've learned from this trip. Shovel is really important. I almost didn't bring that. I almost didn't buy it rather. But that really saved my life because I would have had to dug all that with my hands. And then drinking more water. That's something we didn't do a good job of. Luckily this is just one night, so it's not like it's the end of the world. Other than that, hand warmers were a really good one. I'm really proud of my sleep system. That went really well. So, let's roll 2 miles to the car. Your hair's frozen.
I know.
Let me see, turn.
It's been like that for 2 days. It's gonna be a rat's nest. It's not gonna be funny.